So I was talking to my dad the other day, shout out to the OG, and he was asking me how I was doing, what I was up to, and he hit me with the, well, son, you know, as far back as I can remember, you've always been ambitious. And I had to chuckle real quick, but then like he brought something up. He was like, you remember that time? Whenever somebody starts off with a, you remember that time, I'm immediately brought back to like that moment. He was like, remember that time you made a radio show? First of all, I don't even think he remembered that. But just to catch you up to speed, remember back in the days, this is for all my 35 and overs, when you had to like, if you didn't have tapes, you had to record with a radio, over the radio to try to get the song off the radio. So what I did was, I had a handheld cassette recorder radio, and then I had the house radio. I was listening to the house radio and recording the music off the house radio. Then when the DJ started talking, I turned down the house radio, pressed record on the handheld joint, and I was recording my voice as the DJ was talking over there. And then when the song would come back on, I would hit record on the song. It was a whole, I made a radio show, basically. I did it all day. I remember one time I was like, my friends was asking me to come out to play, and I was like, nah, I'm making a radio show right now. And it was like, making a radio show, ha, 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 and they laughing and all this. But I didn't find it funny. Like, it was something I was into. I think I might have been like 12 at the time. So like around that time, you know, girls was on the block playing double dutch, the ice cream man coming around. It was a real social time. But at that point, I just wanted to do this thing and express my creativity through that. And then he brought up something else. He was like, remember when you wanted to go to school? Side note, I didn't necessarily want to go to school. I was just bored in New York and I needed something else to do. So I figured I'd give college a try. That is never a good reason to go to college, ever. And he was like, listen, son, as long as I've known you, you have been ambitious. You just keep doing what you're doing. I love watching you. I'm thankful for you. And he hung up and was like, goodbye. And I sat there for a second like, man, I really was like always trying to go after it. But there's certain things about ambition that people don't understand. Number one, you either have it or you don't. Ambition is not one of those things that comes and goes. You can be ambitious for something but not have the resources to follow it through. Or you could be ambitious for something and you might be somebody that gets emotionally tied to other people's ideas of what you should be doing. But the thing about ambition, man, like if you ask 10 people if they were ambitious, 10 out of 10 are gonna tell you yes. But the fact of the matter is, everybody's ambitious until it comes time to do some ambitious stuff. Like you ask somebody, you like, yo, well, you're like, how ambitious do you think you are? They be like, oh man, you know, I do this, this, and this. I go after it like this. This is what I get into. Then you're like, all right, let me propose something to you. So you propose something to them, maybe like a business idea, something like that. All of a sudden it's like, oh, you know, I don't think I can. So at the end of the day, a lot of people think they're ambitious till it comes time to do some ambitious stuff. Ambition is often misunderstood. Most people feel like if you're ambitious, that you're greedy or you're arrogant. But what they don't realize is that fire that's burning inside of you with that ambition, that's the thing that motivates you to be who you are daily. And most people who don't have ambition, all they see is aggression, another A word that gets misappropriated. They think ambition is either aggressive or arrogant. And they misunderstand the fact that people with ambition have a vision. They have a vision that they've had since they were a little kid. They've had a vision to be something different, something opposite of the norm, something more than what somebody told them they could be. Like, I remember those little guidance counselor like examinations that they give where it's like, what do you want to be? I remember being young, and I'm not making this up just for the video. Whoever thinks I am, fly a kite. Anyways, I remember never wanting to be a fireman, never wanting to be a policeman, never wanting to be a lawyer. I know in my heart of hearts that I always wanted to be somebody whose voice was heard by a bunch of people because I always felt like I had something to say, even when I was super shy. Like, I didn't really come out of my shell until I was like maybe 14, maybe 14. But it wasn't until that point, like, I definitely realized that I did not just want to be a person who goes to a place to work a job and then come home. I never wanted to be that. I don't knock people who do. That is never something I will do. If you're a workaday person, that's dope. I love you guys, and you guys make the world go round, because you can't have everybody in the world trying to be entrepreneurs and business owners and stuff like that. Nothing would ever get done. But the fact of the matter is, I knew that within myself for a very long time that that wasn't my path. I just didn't know what it was. So I'd have like several jobs where I was like, I'm smarter than the supervisor. I don't want to do this. I don't want to be here. So I'd quit. Or I would butt heads with a supervisor and I'd get fired. You know, I even felt the same way kind of about school. I only went to the classes that I wanted to. Side note, you should never go to just the classes you want to in high school. That's ridiculous. But I digress. I found myself in this place where I just wanted to do what I wanted to do. And it was never anything harmful. They were always creative. So when I dropped out of high school, the first thing I tried to do, I wanted to be a model. So instead of going right to college once I had my GED, I took a year off and I was like, let me pursue this modeling thing. It didn't work out, which was great. Then I went to school because I was like, you know what? Let me just do something. But my ambition drove me to want to be in places where the things I wanted to do could come to fruition. And that type of ambition, man, sometimes it can't be explained. You either have it or you don't. If you do not suppress that for anybody. Only keep ambitious people around you. I'm working with a couple of artists right now. One is out of Atlanta, the other one's out of New York. Both of those dudes, number one, are on the opposite age spectrum. One is in their 40s, the other is 22. Well, this one's 40, the other one's 22. Both super ambitious. Crazy thing about that is they both see their age as a disadvantage. I had to stop them both, not at the same time, because we don't do conference calls like that. Maybe we should. But anyways, I had to stop them both like, yo, your age should not gauge your ambition. The only thing that should gauge your ambition is how bad you want that thing that you found it so desperate to chase when you woke up this morning. And I share that message with everybody I talk to. Being in the consulting business is crazy to me because you would think that people believe in themselves way more than they actually do, but they don't. Most people have zero confidence when it comes to the thing that they're doing. People have a lot of ambition, but they're held back by the people around them who feed them messages like, you still chasing that dream, you still trying to do this, you still trying to build that. Look how old you are, look how young you are. Get those people from out your circle. Don't let anybody use what you have or don't have as a reason for you to chase or not chase that thing that you want. Ambition is shared, not separated from the individual. Let me explain what I mean. When you have ambition, you give other people the right to have ambition. You don't separate it from yourself when people without it come around. You don't dim your light. You don't turn down your pilot. Whatever analogy you want to use for light being less bright than it's supposed to be, use that. But ambition is shared. It gives other people the passion to be ambitious. It gives other people the right. It gives them permission to be ambitious. You don't need permission to be ambitious, but it gives other people who might not feel as confident in their ambition to be as ambitious as they see you being. So as long as you remain steadfast in those things that you believe in, other people will feel like they have permission to do also. Before I forget, don't forget to subscribe. There's gonna be a little man right there doing this. I tell y'all all the time, I'ma change it. I promise I'ma change it. This is Wayne Stephen with Next Level Lifestyle. Yes, sir.